can see you all over the building. Good morning, dear teachers. Good morning, all our staff members. Good morning to all our children. Have I left anybody out? I don't think so. Anyway, it was so moving. It was nothing short of a spectacular performance. I guess all of you will agree. Can we have a round of concluding applause? But I think our applause would be incomplete without a quote from the mother of this day. And I quote her. She says, "I salute you, my brave little soldiers. I give you my call to the rendezvous with victory." What is this victory that the mother talks about? When we say every day in our prayers, Victoire, when we said today repeatedly, Vande Mataram, what did we mean? Of course, Vande Mataram is the cry that awoke a nation that was in slumber. A mantra that gave Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay the title of Rishi. And Sri Aurobindo wrote famously, Mother India is not a piece of earth, she is a power, a Godhead. It is that power, it is that Godhead we salute on this 147th birth anniversary of Sri Aurobindo, on whose 75th birthday India became independent. And on that day he enunciated his 5 dreams, the 5 dreams of his life, in a broadcast that was read out from All India Radio, Trichinopoly. I think we've spoken of those 5 dreams many times. The first concerns India and its partition. The second concerns Asia and its resurgence. The third and the fourth talk about human unity and the gift of spirituality to the world. But there was the 5th dream. It was to that 5th dream, the transformation of man, the birth of a new species, the Superman, to which Sri Aurobindo Ashram is consecrated. 100 years ago, on 24th April 1920, the mother came for a permanent stay to Pondicherry. It was at that momentous day. Sri Aurobindo Ashram does not have an official birthday. That is the day celebrated as the date of founding of Sri Aurobindo Ashram. When Sri Aurobindo met the mother, it is recorded what the mother said, and it's also recorded what Sri Aurobindo said. But for the first time, he knew that his dream would be realized. And Sri Aurobindo wrote famously in his God's Labor, I shall leave my dreams in their argent hair, for in a raiment of gold and blue, there shall move on the earth, embodied and fair, the living truth of you. That is the dream to which the ashram is consecrated. I now come to this institution. And here, many, many years ago, in the late 70s, I was witness to a very moving spectacle. There were only about 2 or 3 people. It was outside what we know as the ashram gate. And you'll still see that small little marble plaque, almost overshadowed by the other ones. It simply says, Sri Aurobindo Ashram Center. And our founder said, Lakshmi's house is a center of Sri Aurobindo Ashram. Let me tell you, dear friends, to those who do not know, The Sri Aurobindo Ashram has no centers. This was the first one created, founded, blessed, prayed for by a trustee of the same ashram, who coincidentally was the chairman of Sri Aurobindo Institute of Culture. Today also marks the celebration here of 75 years, in fact that's gone on 2nd December last year. Sri Aurobindo International Center of Education celebrated 75 years. All alumni from all over the world came to worship, to offer, and to participate in the physical education display. Many of you might wonder, those who come to these celebrations on 21st February and 15th August, what is this all about? Apart from the celebration of the birthdays of our patrons, of the saints of this institution, what does it stand for? Why this kind of a celebration? Where everybody participates, and we see that time and again. When we go to Sri Aurobindo Ashram, as outsiders, as visitors, those who can get a sneak peek of the institution, what do they see? They see 2 evenings of meditation. They see 1 evening of cinema per week. All these are per week. But when you go to the playground, before the meditation, what do you see? You see very elderly people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, sometimes even in their 90s, practicing physical education. Why do you think that is the case? In fact, one of the last writings of Sri Aurobindo in his lifetime was 2 articles, which subsequently got serialized in his book, The Supramental Manifestation upon Earth. And those 2 articles are, namely, The Perfection of the Body and The Divine Body. You see, this whole work, where we talk of transformation of man, where we talk of arrival of a new, wiser species on earth, rests on one fundamental premise: the transformation of the body. Its renewal. What is required for that? Building up strength, endurance, flexibility, what they call in French la souplesse, suppleness, all of that and much more. And therefore, beyond all meditations, beyond all work that people do in the ashram, physical education takes pride of place. In the Sri Aurobindo International Center of Education, classes are in free progress system. There is only discipline in one area, and very strong discipline. And it's governed, the whole ashram and the Center of Education is bonded together by the physical education activity. If you do not take part in physical education, you do not belong to the Sri Aurobindo International Center of Education. That was a rule laid down with the Mother's blessings by Sri Pranab Kumar Bhattacharya, the founder director. As you can see in the world today, very practically speaking, Google can do everything except prepare your bodies. In fact, all that we do in school, all that we learn, will soon become obsolete. But unless you practice what you did today, all the year through, year after year, all through your school life, thereafter it will be too late. Because the body does not wait, the body ages. The best time to prepare your body is when you are actually doing it. And how long do you continue, as I said? As long as you live. That's what Sri Aurobindo Ashram has told us. And one day will come, as a result of all this, that the body will also be transformed. As Sri Aurobindo said in Savitri, we are sons of God and must be even as He. His human portion, we must grow divine. We are the center of Sri Aurobindo Ashram. Our parent is celebrating its centenary. Therefore, as you could see, dear friends, dear parents, dear teachers, When we do this, we consecrate, we offer, we give all that it is to give. We are very far from the ideal, but we are definitely on the way. Sur le chemin, as they say in French. And I will, towards conclusion, I will say this, a prayer that the mother had written to Shirley, because it's his birthday. And she said, Lord, I'm not remembering the exact words, we are here to achieve thy work of transformation. It is our sole will, our sole occupation. Grant that it may also become our sole occupation and everything in us be directed towards the achievement of that single goal. So what was a preoccupation progressively becomes an occupation. For every one of you, teachers, parents, staff, children, this institution is a preoccupation. I can only say from what I've learned in my own life, not because somebody told me so, but 50 years gone by of my visits and my association with the ashram have taught me that this is the most uncomplicated, the most happy, the most blessed way to be. To move from preoccupation to occupation, to engagement with Sri Aurobindo and the unique edifice that he has created, to the consecration to that noble cause, which can transform not just humanity, but as our little child said in the beginning, in all the division, in the world torn asunder. When in Bertrand Russell's words, you are distinguishing between knowledge and wisdom. We have enough of knowledge, we'll gain more of it. Where is the wisdom? The wisdom cannot come only through intellectual pursuits. The wisdom requires a consecration of all our planes and parts of being. Let us resolve today that we give something out of ourselves to the fulfillment of that final dream of Sri Aurobindo. And one day, like all his other dreams, it will surely happen. How will it happen? You showed the way today. In the concluding chapter of Sri Aurobindo's shortest book, The Mother, he talks about the mother and he says that that's the way. The mother is the way. That's why through everything you did today, through all these moving performances, the one mantra that came out was Vande Mataram. And I'll just add now, before I conclude, I will read out Aurobindo's message, and it's in the mother's words. If you have faith and confidence, it is not the human form of the Guru that you must worship, but the Supreme Lord manifests through him. Be not troubled and give yourself unreservedly to the Supreme Lord through whatever channel helps you, with love and blessings. I'll read out now the French version. Si vous avez la foi et la confiance, ce n'est pas la forme humaine du gourou que vous adorez, mais le Seigneur suprême qui se manifeste à travers lui. Ne soyez pas troublés et donnez-vous sans réserve au Seigneur suprême, quel que soit l'intermédiaire qui vous aide. Avec mon amour et mes bénédictions, la mère, with love and blessings, the mother. Victoire à la douce mère et merci encore.
Good, sir.
And inspiring words. We shall now sing the national anthem.
Attention! Hello. We request all the parents where you are, please stay over there. I'll tell you to move. Before that, greenhouse, please, you will be going to your classroom.